Hi, my name is Peter Thompson, and welcome to the Amplified Warmups YouTube channel and to the band room where I teach at Ames Middle School. I thought I'd give you a tour and show you how we have our space set up and maybe give you some ideas for how you can set up your space in order to optimize your rehearsals. I did just a little bit of staging before this, but it's mostly a pretty realistic snapshot, so let's get started. First, you'll notice that we have a center aisle. We've had this set up for a long time. It makes the overall setup a little wider, but it makes it so much easier to get around the band room, to get to the band office if we need something there, get to a student if we need to help them, and it helps with overall traffic flow in the room. My colleagues and I also work together to make our seating charts fairly similar, which allows us to minimize the number of chairs and stands we need in the room, giving us a little extra space. Another thing we've done with seating for a long time are these name tags that go on the stands. These help the band get seated quickly. It makes it easy to get attendance. We can shift seating around easily, like if there's an instrument needing extra attention, we can set those name tags up front. We can also use them for recognition. There are spots on each name tag for stickers that students can earn with perfect lesson attendance, being accepted to honor bands, passing off their scales, etc. Also on the stands are these pencil clips. They cost about $1 a piece. They're not the easiest thing to find online, but they do ensure that our students always have a pencil to mark their music, which saves lots of time in music preparation. These are made to fit Manhasset stands, but they can also work on the Wenger composite stands. It does take some work to keep pencils in the clips and off the floor, also to keep them sharpened. For that, we do have a pencil sharpener handy on the cart in the front of the room, which we will check out next. We have a cart on each side of the podium, which we could probably reduce to one if we worked on it. But on this cart, we have the pencil sharpener, extra pencils. We also have a box of tuners. We have 2 more of these sets in the back. For these, I just got some plastic containers from Walmart and some adjustable dividers on Amazon. I like these better than the wall pouches because these tubs are very portable. We also have a mini tool kit next to the podium that Mr. Tallman has stocked with valve oil, pliers, mini screwdrivers, etc. Then we have our lost and not yet found collection on the bottom shelf, and this is just kind of our catch-all area. To the left of the podium, we have our harmony director. We have it sitting on a regular X-Brace keyboard stand. I like to have the HD on the left because I can play notes and keep conducting if I need to. Next to the front of the podium, we have a laptop stand, and I highly recommend these because they're very handy and they do a much better job of stabilizing my computer than a music stand would. I recommend don't get the lightweight, less expensive ones because they are not tall or sturdy enough. You'll need to spend probably around $70 to $80 to get a good one. It may or may not come with this anti-slip mat, but you need one of those on there as well. This is our media cart. We still have hardwired connections to our projector and our audio system. Our speakers are quite old, but they work well. You'll notice they are behind the band. That's a long story, but we're now thinking that might actually be the way to go, at least as far as using the metronome or play-along tracks like what we use for warm-ups. The reason for that is we always train our bands to listen back for time. And if the percussion section is closer to the speakers, that's a good thing too. Back to the media cart. Our audio routing is not great, but it works. We have a mini passive mixer that serves to combine our computer output and a Bluetooth receiver that we use from time to time. That plus our harmony director feed into this small powered mixer, which then goes to our power amp below. On the back, we just got a new power strip with plenty of outputs, including an additional extension cord and power strip that we bring out just for jazz band rehearsals. On top of the cart is something that really comes in handy, and that's our recording system. These Shure condenser mics are probably nicer than what we need, but they were purchased when the school was built almost 20 years ago. 2 items that I do recommend. Our audio interface is a Motu M2. It's terrific for recording 2 microphones. When I want to record rehearsal, I just plug in the USB cable to my computer and record into my audio software. The other thing I recommend is the stereo mic bar. With the standard mic bar, it's practically impossible to position this type of mic in a proper stereo setup that gives a good stereo image without phasing. This is a Shure A27M stereo mic bar, and it has saved me so much frustration and produced consistently good recordings. These mics are positioned in an ORTF stereo setup. Not only is it great for recording concerts, but when I use it in rehearsal and listen back on earphones, the stereo image is so accurate I can usually figure out exactly where a wrong note is coming from. Another aspect of our band room that I've alluded to in other videos is our signage. When students enter the room, they see signs reminding them to keep their voices to a conversational level. And up on the walls, we just added these big posters with the most important musical reminders. It's so helpful to be able to just point to these posters when we refer to these concepts. Some of them are so important that we have them on both sides of our screen, like our Pop-Tarts fundamentals, music learning steps, and how we write in counting, which we took straight out of teaching rhythm logically. Back in the percussion section, we try to mark areas for most of the equipment that moves around, including these practice pads and our drum cabinet shelves. We mark an outline on the white shelf liner where most of the accessories should live. Let me show you one more teaching space, our lesson room. To maximize this room, we decluttered some cupboards on the left side of the room and had them removed, so the room can now fit up to 12 lesson students at a time. I don't like that this projector cart has to take up so much space in the middle of the room, so hopefully we can get it ceiling mounted. I do like that we can project music on the whiteboard and right on top of the image. At the teaching position, we have another harmony director connected to a small 2.1 bookshelf stereo system. We also have another small collection of tools for quick fixes. While some of these things that we've talked about cost money, others are simply the result of thinking through our problems, our inefficiencies, and then taking the steps in order to set up the space in a way that works and it feels orderly so our students and we can do our best work in here. I hope you got something that you can use in your band room, and if so, please feel free to leave a comment below and subscribe for notifications on future videos. Thanks so much for watching.